Welcome back to the table. We're going to briefly go through starting up this campaign, and the first thing we want to do is create a character. So, there are certain rules that we follow, obviously. As in any character creation, there are things you do and things you don't do. We're going to try to do the things that we're supposed to do. I tried to find a copy of this. There's copies of the rule book, but not copies of this campaign rule somewhere. So I'm just going to look at this real quick and see what we can do. So the first thing we want to do, each squad member, you choose a name and a hometown. You can either select yourself or you can roll on tables provided on pages 46 and 47. We'll look at those real quick just to give you an idea. There's tables for first names and surnames, and even from the cities they come from. Roll a D100 for each one, and so that's how you choose your names and where they come from. And hopefully I can find where I came from here. It was 40. It's kind of odd the way they put things in order here. The first thing to do is create your squad, but it's number 48 in the book as far as where the rules start. Okay, so you roll for squad leader, hometown. Then you're gonna roll a d6 for the rank. Uh, this is able team. We're looking at able team. There's, like I told you before, there's an able team, a Bravo team, and a Charlie team. And your squad, normally you start off, you're gonna roll for 12. 3 from Able, 3 from Baker, 6 from Charlie. So Able, the first one up, Able is that's your squad leader. He's over the whole squad of 12. So he can either be a sergeant or a staff sergeant, and then you roll on table 48B for his TQ, which is over here. You roll a D10. Troop quality is things you use for uh, when you're spotting. It's kind of like a skill check, more or less. Well, you can see right there it says skill rating. So and this one, zeros are better. You roll a 0, you get a skill rating of 6, which is the highest. So you roll for your skill rating. Uh, Now the squad leader has 2 different skills, and those skills are back over here. You roll basically 2d10, and you cross-reference across the top, across the bottom, and then you can get these different skills. Skill definitions are here and on the next page. Uh, so your squad leader has 2 of those. He's going to get two different skills, and it's totally random. It would help obviously to jump up his leadership skill, um, but he gets you get 2 skills. He roll for his either a grease gun, M3A1, or Thompson. He gets a grenade skill roll. You can see here, and his leadership is can be as high as 4 if you roll a 0, and that would come in extremely handy because it helps in other words, that would mean he had 4 hexes around him to help control, help those soldiers out. Plus, when you're drawing new order cards, he does a plan, what we call a plan move, and he could get up to 4 new cards. So that'd be pretty impressive. Get lucky if you get that. So basically, you go through the same thing. Obviously, the leader's a little more in depth. Your second able member, you just name him, choose his hometown, get his TQ, get a rifle skill, a grenade skill, and then the second one is automatically a medic. And you can see the weapon skills and the TQ that we did earlier. So, and basically you do that. for all of them, and for each character. And certain characters will have certain things they can do. The This is what the chart or the your record looks like as far as you can put in the organization. Go as in depth as you want. Um, let's see. You can see the example here that they used. Just a sample. What you probably can't read that. It says First Squad, Third Platoon, Company F, Second Battalion, 16th Infantry Regiment. So that's pretty detailed. If you want to go that way, that's the way you start. So that's how you start the game, creating your characters. I already did this off camera because I don't think want to see me roll a bunch of dice and take the time to write all these little guys out and all that stuff. So you go through Baker team. Your number one guy on your Baker team is the bar gunner, your BAR, and then your third guy has the grenade. He has a rifle grenade also, the third Baker team member. And then your Charlie team, the first one on the Charlie team is your assistant squad leader. And if your squad leader is a staff sergeant, then this guy will be a sergeant. If your squad leader is a sergeant, this guy will be a corporal. And again, you choose his name, his hometown. He has one skill table roll, and then rolls for another gun, grease gun or Thompson, and he's got a grenade skill. And the rest of the other 5 members of Charlie team have a rifle grenade. The last 3 of the 5 characters remaining can have a rifle, may be given a rifle grenade skill. I recommend getting every skill you can get with these guys, because sometimes you're not going to have all 12 of them, with you. You go through. Some of them are going to die or get injured and wounded, and have to be out. So you just never know how many you're going to have. So, like I said, I did one. Let's see if I can find it here. We'll swap out this guy. Give you an idea of what we got here. A rough idea. Okay, you can see Mason Anderson. He came out as a staff sergeant. He's got a TQ of 5. He got the grease gun. He's not going to be a very good shot. He's got a 4 on the grenade, a 3 on the pistol. He's just not a very good shot. He did get stealth and dodge, which could come in handy. Dodge helps him live a little longer. Stealth, well, as you can imagine, it's going to help him also live longer. He can sneak up on people. There's certain rules. He's got a leadership of 2, which is, in the middle. Highest 4. And being the egotistical dude that I am, I put my name in there for the medic. I mean, it's just fitting. I was a firefighter for 28 years. Why not be a medic in this deal? You see my TQ is 4. My rifle and grenade, not all that great. Now, Mr. Cook, and I did these, and you'll see that they come up. You see the ABC there, and the reason you have the ABC is because of how they how the counters are that I thought I had. Here we go. Switch that over. Okay. You see the counters are A, B, C, D, E, F. That's the ones you can choose for Able, and then G through L for Baker, and then N through Z for Charlie. So, and you can choose whoever you want, but it was just easier for me if I have a last name that matches a counter, that's just going to be easier for me to find. It's what I've discovered in this deal. Okay, so Mr. Cook will be Soldier C. He's a little bit better on the rifle. His TQ's, average, so to speak. Mr. Green, he's on the BAR. You can see my rubber rolls weren't all that spectacular, but they're okay. And your soldiers get better as they gain experience, obviously, provided they survive. So you can see I've got Anderson, Baxter, Cook, Green, Hughes, and Ivy. And then on the flip side, we have a few more folks. Miller is the assistant squad leader. That dude, he's gonna be pretty tough. He's got the TQ of 6. He's still a leadership of 1, but he's got a Thompson with 5. I had a couple of guys. I got another guy down there, Parker. He's a 6 also. So Charlie Company or Charlie Squad team, whatever you want to call them, they're in pretty good shape. I did, and I don't know why. I have some information on the Big Red One, and I don't know that I'll follow them historically, but that's who I pick. I put them in the 26th Infantry Regiment, which is part of the 1st Infantry Division. So that's who I'm going to have, and that's how we'll start out. There's also a calendar that you follow that let's see, there we go. Starts in June, and you just certain phases of the war beginning on June 6th. There's you move through, and the rule book has a start date and an end date, and I've kind of already filled one of those out. Of course, I laminated, so sometimes I get a glare, and this takes up a lot of space. So, folks, there's going to be glares every now and then because it's just because I can't keep glare off my whole entire table. So you see the Normandy start, you see Normandy end. And this is the pursuit ends, which obviously the pursuit is going to start when Normandy ends. So, and the only thing that makes a difference is where you're grabbing your patrols, your missions, and things like that. Each one of these has its own table that you roll on. From pursuit here, you go into Hurtgen, maybe, or you. I think there's another option. No, it may be after Hurtgen. You can either go to the Bulge or you could go to Siegfried. I think I can't remember in my memory right now. My brain doesn't work that well. That's why this whole adventure could be fun. Because I'm to the point where I have to always refer to rules a bit. But fortunately, there's a pause button on this thing. So. That's probably enough of the rambling for this part of it. Here's gives you an idea of there's Siegfried line. There's there's 0 through 49, and then the next page has 50 through 99. So each section of the war has basically 100 possible missions for you, and each one of these is a mission or a battle. Now you may not always do that because you're going to have also patrols, and you'll also like you start off these guys, and I haven't done this yet for my team yet, but we'll start off doing the training in England, and you see there's just a table there that you roll on, and some of them are good, some of them are bad. And then you are transferred from England over, obviously, to France, usually starting right there around D-Day. And you either go to reserves from the training in England. You'll either go to the reserves or you'll go to the front line. And Again, these are you'll roll each one of these, and days will be marked off of the calendar. Like here it says days plus D6, so you'll roll a D6, and that many days go off the calendar you'll scratch them off the calendar down here, and there's pursuit. So that's you can see. This is Normandy, things you'll roll for while you're in Normandy, chapter 1, and then chapter 2 you go to Pursuit, and you'll do some other things there. So it's a great system. There's I don't know, depending on Greg Amos is doing some. I don't even know how he does it. He's just all the time posting things, and I tried to watch him. I can't even keep up with the dude, man. He's all over. I mean, he's going through things. He's probably on his maybe third campaign, maybe fourth. I'm not sure. He's also developing the Vassal module for this. Should be, from what I've read and heard, being released in July if he gets approval for it, I believe. And I don't do a lot of Vassal. I do have it. I have played it in the past, but again, my eyes just can't take the strain of that too much, looking at the monitor that much. But he's doing a fantastic job. If you don't mind, playing on a computer with Vassal or some of these other tabletop type things on the computer, I highly recommend you look for it, because Mr. Amos is doing a spectacular job there. So I'm going to leave that with you, and our next one I'll have kind of the table. It won't have a map set up because we won't have a mission initially. So I'll just kind of set some things up, and we'll start rolling some dice and moving through these tables, and eventually we will roll out a map and fight a battle, which is, to me, the really fun part. But it's cool that how the story emerges, and just rolling dice for through these tables, because you can just see in front line there's of course you got a 0 through 99. I don't know, maybe 20, 25, just 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Now, okay, that's 16 possibilities there, and looks like maybe about the same on the event table. So it builds a story. It can add to your characters can increase or may decrease. Some of them can get wounded and even disappear, just even without actually putting them on a map yet. So it creates a great story. Like I said, it's a lot like a role-playing game to an extent, with soldiers that are going into World War II battles in Western Europe. So I hope you're able to join us as we slog through Normandy and on into Germany. Thanks for your time. Talk to you later.